Hello everyone, I'm Sean at Shock Surplus, and today we are going to go over the Fox 2.0 coilovers versus the Bilstein 6112s versus the Rancho Quicklift. These are three pretty popular options when light trucks are looking to level out the front of their vehicle. Leveling the front of your vehicle really just means lifting the front by anywhere between 1.5 inches, 2 inches, 2.5 inches to bring the front up with the rear. A lot of guys want to get rid of the rake on their vehicle, so that requires lifting the front. And that's where you get the leveling kits from. Fox has their 2.0 coilover option, which basically is set to 2 inches of lift out of the box on most applications. The Bilstein 6112 have numerous height adjustments, which we'll get into. So you can go anywhere from 1.5 inches factory height up to 2.5 inches on some applications. And the Quicklift setup is a static height, just like the Fox. Sorry, not just like the Fox. These are actually set, not adjustable in height, but they are adjustable in ride comfort, which we'll get into. So more specifically, we'll start with the Rancho Quicklift. These are basically come this way out of the box, ready to install, and anywhere from usually 2 inches of lift up to 2.5, 2.75 inches of lift on some applications. That's achieved through a lifted spring on a factory height strut. The good thing about these is that these are adjustable in ride comfort, which means that this knob down here controls compression adjustment. So you can either make it really firm if that front end is loaded down quite a bit with some extra equipment, or if you just want better off-road and road feedback response, or if you're just daily driving it all the time, you want the softest compression response, then you make it extremely soft and you'll be good to go. The great thing about these is that they are extremely budget friendly. You can usually acquire a pair between $400 and $500. So these come highly recommended as far as an entry-level shock and spring replacement. Not to mention you don't need a coil spring compressor, so a lot of people opt for these so that you can do the install yourself. Next up, we'll talk about the Fox 2.0 coilovers, and these come like this out of the box as well. These are preset at 2 inches of lift on most applications. I think on all applications on our 2.0 coilovers, we're set at 2 inches of lift. This has a threaded body on it, so you can adjust this coil spring collar down further to achieve basically factory height if you don't need a leveling kit, but you still want a performance shock. So these are easy to install, just like the Rancho Quicklift right out of the box. As you see it here is how you will receive it, ready to go. The great thing about these is that this 2.0 body is a high performance shock. Much different than this Rancho Quicklift. This Rancho Quicklift is a twin tube shock, whereas this is an IFP, meaning internal floating piston. It's a monotube shock, so there's no overflow body on this, whereas here, the oil is pushed through a base valve into a secondary body, and that's how some of the damping characteristics are achieved. Here, the internal floating piston basically separates the gas from the bottom part of this chamber from the oil in the major part of the chamber. This being a high performance shock is meant to see a lot of dirt, a lot of off-road. It's really going to be the softest and most plush when you're hitting it hard. And you're seeing kind of the middle to end ranges of the shock is where it performs best. You're going to get a lot more road feedback on a daily driver. So that means, less body roll, much improved handling, but it's not a smooth riding shock per se. And these will typically need to be serviced between 30 and 50,000, 60,000 miles. That's not something that a lot of people know from Fox, King, Icon. A lot of these off-road companies making high-performance shocks, since they're made with high-performance internals, meaning seals, shim stacks, oil, that stuff is meant to be replenished and serviced every once in a while to maintain optimum performance. The Rancho Quicklift is kind of a set it and forget it. You can get between 50 and 100,000 miles out of these, so not serviceable, and these are serviceable. You can typically get a pair of these for between $800 and $900, $1,000, depending on your application and who you buy them from. The other new entry is the Bilstein 6112s. These look very similar to the Quicklift and the Fox 2.0, but there are some very big key differences here. And we are only showing you this option because of its price point in relation to the 2.0 and the Rancho Quicklift. The 6112 has numerous height grooves for ride height adjustment. So, the bottom one is typically factory height, and the top groove is typically 2.5 inches, sometimes 3 inches of lift, depending on the application. Nothing I'm saying here is universal for all applications because there's probably 50 different SKUs on this Fox. There's about 30 different SKUs on the 6112. There's about 50 different SKUs on this Quicklift. So a lot of general statements, but most of it is true per objective reality of these shocks. The good thing about the 6112 versus the Fox 2.0 is that this is a 2.5-inch body. So this is a 2-inch body, this is a 2.5-inch body. Because of that, you can usually achieve greater height out of these coil springs and this ride height adjustment. These come with brand new coil springs. These do not come out of the box like this unless you require assembly by Shock Surplus or another company that you might be buying these from. We assemble these as a single unit ready to install with brand new top hats, usually from KYB or Monroe, depending on the application. And we set these according to the height that you want. So all of these can be installed out of the box just like this. The other great thing about the 6112 versus the Fox 2.0 is that this is a 2.5-inch shock, which comes in at a cheaper price than this 2.0 shock. Like I said, the 2.0 Fox coilovers usually range between $850 and $1,000 for a pair. You can have the Bilstein 6112s unassembled for about $730 for the pair. If you get them fully assembled, we could do that usually as a pair for $850 to $900. So it is still a steal for a 2.5-inch shock versus a lot of the other competition out there. So these come highly recommended. It's not an accident that we put these in the middle because we honestly think this is one of the best shocks on the market. And we highly recommend these over these other two options because we get the most positive feedback out of these. Bilstein is a digressively valved shock, which is a little bit different than the Fox and the Rancho. The Fox is more of a linear valve shock, and the Rancho is also a linear valve twin tube shock. So these are all much different in design on the internals. What this typically means is you're going to get a little bit harsher ride out of the Rancho Quicklifts despite the compression adjustment. That's just based on tons of real world feedback. It's not our own subjectiveness. We haven't ran the Quicklifts versus the 6112s versus the Fox on one of our own rigs, but we get tons of feedback on all of these. The compression adjustment is great. These are a great budget level option to level out your vehicle and kind of improve the handling. Between these two options, we always recommend the 6112 because the price per shock ratio is just that much better. The Bilstein digressively valved shock, you're basically going to have improved handling both on and off-road. This can take all of the off-road terrain that the 2.0s can see and that much better. When you have a much thicker piston, so the piston in this is 60 millimeters, which is larger. So the active piston in this 6112 is actually larger than the full body of this 2.0. When you have that much damping volume on the shock, it's just so much easier to handle that same terrain with a larger shock body, larger piston, more oil volume surface to dampen with. So no brainer here when you're comparing these two. Some people like the Fox kind of high performance nature. So we're not saying yes or no to either one of these, but as far as ride comfort goes on a daily driver and with off-road capabilities, the 6112 comes highly recommended by us. But you really can't go wrong with any of these options. But like I said, a little bit more harsh, most comfortable, great entry-level performance product. If you guys have any questions regarding your specific application for any of these parts, we would love to help out. Shoot us some messages in the comments or DM us. Love to help out with whatever you need.